Hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation community. Welcome to another Fan Art Friday, a subsidiary of the Anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, and while typically I leave my office door open so I can have you guys come in once a day, the streak continues strong for me to educate, elucidate, and illuminate you to the secrets, the inner workings of the SCP Foundation, our employer of choice, where you can ask questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff that contains the anomalies, the groups of interest who fight us about containing anomalies, and hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies outside of Foundation purview, perhaps because from a different multiverse or a pataphysical narrative layer, i.e. fandom. But Fridays are special. Fridays, on Fan Art Friday, I open up the site42artwalk@gmail.com email address, make sure that you guys have followed the fan art submission rules, and then I show you what fan art you've put together for Site 42 and the greater SCP Foundation. Now, before we get into the main event, let me start by saying, Junior Researcher Sally, congratulations on being our first chatter of the day, as well as our thumbnail for today's stream. Give some accolades for Junior Researcher Sally's artwork today. Meanwhile, to you, Sally, as well as Rat, Director Ethan, Sin, Legendary Doge, Epic GU, Chaos Goblin Dogs, SCP-049, Tyrone's Creations, JJ Hyde, Senior Researcher Alex, Scarlet Fox, Amber, AA Blackwood, Zombie Cat, Jonathan Peters, all of you. Good to see you in the chat nice and punctually, and thank you for being members. Meanwhile, Dr. Watson, Star of the Comet, TX2 Fandom, and a guy, thank y'all for being punctual and being in the chat, just for being you. Meanwhile, Sin, thank you for immediately donating 20 gifted Site 42 memberships to our Containment Hazard Assessment team, i.e. chat. If you got one of those memberships, make sure to thank Sin for their generosity. Now, a couple quick donos before I hop into the fan art. Then I'll do all the fan art, and then we'll get back to the donos. Today's going to be a long stream, guys. It's actually about 2 hours, so we're not dealing with just a coffee break today, but it is Fan Art Friday, so it's not coffee break or office hours. Still counts. So we're going to be here for a hot minute. So starting out, Jonathan Peters, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a potato skins appetizer on your way past the commissary. Captain Tiberius Shermaine, SPC 3008, has appeared at my base. Permission to punch it. You seem to have the wrong frequency. I am Captain Tiberius Shermaine's, I guess, multiversal variant or something? I don't know. The guy kind of looks like me if you squint. So, yeah, I'm Dr. Theron Sherman. We're with the SCP Foundation. It's very different, please. What's this? What's this? Perfect. Secondarily, Axer, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to get yourself a slice of banana bread on your way past the commissary. Good evening, Sir Sherman. Well, I haven't been knighted yet, but good evening to you as well. And then Amber, thank you for your 22-month member message as a level 1 researcher at 42. We appreciate your membership and your service, especially in the battle against the white names. Hope you're well and that testing goes well this weekend. Me too, and I hope you're well as well. Meanwhile, I love Leik. Welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. All right. Silent Follower, one more dono before the fan art starts. Silent Follower, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a coffee cake on your way past the commissary. Can't stay long today, going on an adventure with my brother. Have fun. Also, hello, Sherman. Well, hello to you, and I hope you have a fun adventure. Okay, let's get into Fan Art Friday. September 19th, 2025. Begin! So, AA Blackwood, thank you for sending in your fan art. You sent 2 things in, and I'm going to show them both. Sometimes I only show 1 thing per person. Sometimes I make exceptions. Today I'll be making some exceptions. So, follow up to a swap AU with swap ham and 049. And then Dr. Sherman's joint tombstone. And then secondly, Dr. Sherman and author Sherman as Jekyll and Hyde, specifically the musical poster. From when I was requested to see Confrontation the other day. So here is Dr. Sherman and author Sherman, Jekyll and Hyde. That's pretty striking. That's pretty cool. Hot diggity dang. And then we move over to, with honor at the foundation, we fall so that others may carry the mantle. We die in the dark so they can live in the light. A.A. Blackwood, looking sharp. Good work. Let's continue. All right. At Never Caught SCP, you sent us a little doodle of Dr. Sherman. I actually like the colors in the hair. Very, vaporwave. You made them very bright and cool. I overthrew my author and found this old version of a Goofy shirt. I'm sorry, can the pataphysics department give me the ability to overthrow author Sherman? That would actually be really convenient for me. That guy's a dick sometimes. We can, please, maybe allow me to take control of the situation. Pataphysics, get on that. Next up, Nova. Nova sent in this sketch with a reference, and oh my word, I am shoop-de-whoop about to fire my lasers. I am so entertained. I mean, that's exactly what that is there. That and that's the same thing. Holy cow. The likeness is insane. Shoop-de-whoop indeed. Hilarious. Director Ethan brings us their continued obsession with Dr. Raymond Ham, a character who is only in one SCP article for a very short time and dies. I don't know what you're clinging here, but if you're making art about it, then you are making the world a better place. Dr. Val, welcome back to Fanart Friday. You went hard on this one. You went out of control here. Dr. Sherman and that thing hiding from an SCP-096 containment breach. The floral shirt, I'm sorry, that's great. That's not great. We don't like that, actually. But that's a great shirt. The potted plants that we're hiding behind. I like the theme that there's a cactus for that thing because it sucks. And I don't know why we had to put 096 into toxic sludge and make it more dangerous. It's already so very, very dangerous. We didn't need to level up the all-slaying anomaly. But fine. I guess. Why not? Next up on our list, I'm checking out your paragraph that you sent just to make sure if there's any lore or a username or pronouns. I'm going to call you Intern Kudukin. Intern Kudukin, since I don't have any name or pronouns here. But what I do have is a comic. The Newbies. Can we fetch you anything, sir? Yes, another spinning pen, maybe. No! Buzz off, newbies! Leave me to my evil and sexy affairs. Looking up sick pro pen spinning techniques because you forgot how to draw. No, you knew how to draw perfectly. And yes, let it be known that just because you're asexual doesn't mean you can't be sexy. Just pointing out. I may be annoyed and asexual at most of the things that go on at this foundation. The monster fuckers are out of line. But that doesn't mean that I'm not fine as hell and everyone can be admiring just for sheer objective value. So keep track of that. My evil and sexy affairs are not to be trifled with. I love that. I love that. That's real good. Continuing on. Thank you, intern Kudokan, for my evil and sexy affairs. I'm gonna be using that. That's great. Now, next up, Puppet Boy. Puppet Boy. Puppet Boy went all out on this. This is bananas. Puppet Boy. I don't even think you're here. Is Puppet Boy here right now? Because the glory infused into this artwork, the artistic representation of being amnesticized. These flowers, individually sketched and colored, are forget-me-nots. The hands go over erasing the memories. Look at the detail in the hair coloring. Look at how one eye is normal and the other one is blacked out because I am forgetting things with my amnestics. The detail, the striped shirt, and the striped shirt and the stripes are multicolored because I was wearing a multicolored striped shirt that day. And the gold tie. You got the outfit right for the stream. You mad lad. How did you? Maximum effort. Well done. Continuing on, we've got a couple more. Intern Kudokan sent us another set here, and I think some of you are going to find this one very entertaining. Someone in our 5-month streak celebration stream mentioned that I brought up the fact that the line from Epic the Musical, ruthlessness is a mercy upon ourselves, and decided to get inspired. So here up in the corner, yeah, might as well be a foundation motto besides being a line from Epic the Musical. I like that Hawaiian shirt you got me there. The hair color detail's good. I got my coffee. I'm set. And now this is finally time to say goodbye. Today you die. And adorable little self-insert as well. And secondarily, just as an extra bit of adorable on this, that's on pen and paper. And then you made yourself a little tattoo demo? That's so cool. People are going to be getting Epic the Musical tattoos, and that's going to be a good one. That's dope. Way to go. So yes, the colors, great. The subject matter, great. The containment hazard assessment team for Site 42, peak. Now, Kenny, you sent me some lore for this piece. In my headcanon, Dr. Sherman and Dr. Ham have a father-son relationship. Dr. Sherman was a young researcher that Ham took under his wing. They grew close, and Dr. Ham watched little Sherman grow. Oh, little Sherman. Until that horrible day, Dr. Sherman finds Ham dying after being attacked by OFO9. On Ham's last dying breath, he calls Dr. Sherman perfect. And so, with that sad, sad lore in mind, they back out. So honestly, though, the realism on my face is a little freaking me out. That's, like, intense. That is intense there. And then we've got, like, the little stuff here on the table, the syringe and the candle, giving it, like, a setting. It's got a real vibe to it. Man, oh man. What the hell was that? SCP-079 is getting jealous of our stream and cut me off for a second there. Don't worry. We'll recontain the bastard soon. Until then, let's just keep 079 out of our feed here. And finally, for some reason, Junior Researcher Sally, you always close out Fanart Friday. It seems like you just send your art in at the last minute. So, I mean, you do draw so much. You're probably building up a catalog before you do this to us. So first of all, we have the thumbnail. And the thumbnail is Dr. Sherman as interpreted as a magical girl. And so, first of all, magical girl tropes. We got the thigh socks, we got the skirt, we got the crinoline, we got the big bow, the flowing hair before the color era, nice throwback to the blonde, and the giant pen, which this is something where, like, a fictional character, we're doing pataphysics BS as a magical girl. I can sense it. We are writing stories. That's crazy. Crazy good. And then, of course, the secondary one as a backup here. Oh, Return of the Shermaid. We will be haunted by the Shermaid for eternity. So congratulations, Site42 staff, on another glorious Fan Art Friday. And now, we still have a little around just shy of 2 hours to stream today. And so I'm going to return to the chat now. And we will just have ourselves a nice little stream. Actually, I do have to do a task first. Because it ticked over to 11 o'clock, the new short on the video on the channel has automatically released due to our content upload schedule. And unfortunately, that means the bots are coming. And so every morning, I have to go into the comments manually and delete all of these stupid bots because YouTube is doing nothing about it. And so when you guys talk about the bots in the stream, yeah, I am here somewhere between 11 and 11:15 every morning deleting bots. It is a chore. It is annoying. And yet, it has to be done. The bots must die. So, I'll check back in on that video in just a minute because the bots will reswarm it in a second. They always have multiple swarms. All right, back to chat. Let me double confirm I didn't miss a Kofi as we start up. And Dark Duality, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a grapefruit on your way past the commissary. Unless you're taking certain medications that you should not take with grapefruit. Because remember, grapefruit and grapefruit juice alter medications in very strange ways. Be aware of that in case you like grapefruit. It messes with medicine. Bloody difficult to be in a Daybreak universe. Being in the dark keeps them alive. Well, yes. And also, at that point, most of humanity is already dead and knows about the Anomalous, so we can't keep them in the dark figuratively anymore, even if they have to stay in the dark literally. Star the Comet, thank you for donating twice for the first time today. Make sure to grab yourself an espresso. It's still early today. Thank you so much for showing my art. I am Kurikin. Gotcha, Star the Comet. Well, it was good art, so thank you very much. And yeah, next time in the subject or in the body of your email, if you send your user handle, I'll call you by that instead. We always try and get username and pronouns for people so we can shout them out. Dark Duality, thank you for donating again. Getting a foundation tattoo soon, I hope. Interesting. What kind of design are you doing? It's funny. The SCP Foundation has been around since 2007, so that's 18 years now. Oh my god, the SCP Wiki is 18 years old. Lordy. Meanwhile, yeah, I've seen some people get Foundation tattoos. Hell, the anime convention that I used to work at in Florida doubled as a theater company, and people got tattoos for that theater company after they'd been there long enough. It's something where I'm not a tattoo guy. I don't like needles, not a fan. But if I ever did, probably SCP and that theater company, I would put those tattoos together as a design. I could, later on, I'll put that design in the Discord server so you guys can see what I got. But it's a mixture of the iconography from that group I'm with. It's a gear, literally. And then the SCP logo. So people will mistake it for a Church of the Broken God crossover. But it's not. It's not. Puppet Boy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member and the dope art you made. Thank you for that as well. Make sure to grab yourself a croissant on your way past the commissary. The praise means the absolute most to me. These streams have reignited my creativity after a long struggle with my mental health. I'm endlessly grateful. Thank you so much for all you do. You help people like me keep going. Bless. Bless. I'm so glad to hear it. At the end of the day, especially the more and more America goes downhill, education is being ripped out of everything. It's only going to be made for rich private schools. They're trying to get our kids back in the mines again with releasing child labor laws. And the problem is, all that means is that we are worker drones and we are uneducated. And the least education they want us to get is language and mathematics, STEM, so to speak. But at the end of the day, the music, the arts, the creation, it's like Dead Poet Society, man. We work to live, but art is why we live. It's why we want to be around. And so, the art of creation, it's missing from so many people. And it just does so much for your brain and your well-being and your community when you create art. So, that is what I'm about. And I want to make sure that I can spread that to you guys however I can. For me, my favorites are music and theatrical performance, acting in theater, especially because when the audience is there, it's so much better. Or in film and stuff like that. I guess YouTube is the best of both worlds because I got you guys in the containment hazard assessment team. Long story short, make art. Doesn't matter if it's bad. Make art. Rachel Lowry, thank you for gifting a Site42 membership to our chat. Make sure if you got that membership, you thank Rachel for their generosity. And junior researcher Sally, thank you for your 4-month member message here at Site42 as a level 1 researcher. We appreciate your service in the Battle of the White Name War. It's getting heated because we're getting up to past 1,000 members. We got to hit that 5,000 mark to get unlimited unlock all of the custom emotes we're allowed to upload. It's so weird that they add that to like benchmarks. Like if you only have 1,000 members, you get X amount of emotes, but you need 5,000 to unlock the rest. That's really unreasonable, YouTube. But fine, we'll beat your challenge. Oh, Captain, my Captain, Puppet Boy, salute. Mars Chai, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a blueberry muffin on your way past the commissary. Hello, been a fan of yours for some time. I'm an artist, but I've never had time to create any fan art for Site44 and SCP Foundation at all. Time is a valuable resource that is very short change when everything has us hustling and doing side hustles for our side hustles. It's understandable. When you have the time or energy to make art, it will come to you. And hopefully you can find that time because it is worthy. And you say you're a VTuber, and VTubing is art. It's performance. So hey, you got that going for you at least. Maybe down the line you'll have time to make fan art for the Foundation and Site42, but until then, do what you can, how you can. All right. checking out the chat. Dr. Sherman, where does the Foundation get the money to pay you guys' salary? So on first half, one thing you got to watch out for big organizations, and this includes the Foundation, it also includes tech companies. A lot of companies will build in, we have a very family atmosphere, which they'll use it as an excuse to pay you less. They'll try and give you all sorts of perks, like, we have an on-site laundromat so you can clean your laundry. That means you don't have to go home and clean your laundry. You can do it there and stay working. Oh, yeah, we have on-site restaurants. Well, that's so that you don't have to take a lunch break. You can eat at your desk. Oh, we have cots so you can sleep here if you need to. I think that's obvious why that's a bad idea. And so the Foundation doesn't actually pay that great. It's just that they cover so many of your expenses. And therefore, you kind of get away. Plus, we exist in a secretive organization where we can't really interact with the public for fear of leaking the anomalous into the public. So we can't really do much. So they kind of control a lot. But that being said, most of our funding comes from secretive Illuminati trillionaire organizations that hide their money in the Cayman Islands illegally. But hey, at least it keeps us operating our secret organization, so I can't complain too much. Cool Man Fight. Thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself some egg bites on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, I've got a question for you. If you were forced to live in a Fallout 3 city, Megaton, Rivet City, Big Town, Arefu, or Underworld? Underworld's a pretty nice place, actually. Rivet City, I don't trust a boat in that. That boat is going to sink eventually. Something bad's going to happen. Megaton, if the bomb was disarmed, I'd be fine. Otherwise, we all know what happens when one random troll comes along. Honestly, I think Underworld's the safest bet. Dr. Icha is in your chat. They are very nice. They were the one who got me making into more art. Oh, Icha is here today. Yeah, Icha has been talking to me in the background. They've got themselves a little SCP YouTube animated series going on. Icha YouTube. I don't have the link with me right now, and that's actually a very short name, so I have to find the channel. There we go. So, videos. Yeah, their art style kind of reminds me of that person, that Professor something YouTube channel that was around for a while. But, yeah. Ooh, let me pull this up. Let me turn up the quality. We're not going to let that look so bad. Why is it all fuzzy? It's at 1080p. Make it look good. YouTube, stop messing with me.
8 million components. Gears, screws. Oh no, you're not dreaming. This metal monstrosity weighs several tons. It stretches across 18 square meters, made of more than 8 million components. Gears, screws, pulleys, copper, tin, wood, and even fabric. Yes, fabric. But what's truly disturbing is this. If a single piece were to break, you'd only find out when the machine stops working. And the most puzzling part?
So yeah, that's some pretty nice animation right there. Ruix, you are correct. Never ever AI slop ever. AI art is antithetical to, you know, a creative writing community like the SCP Foundation. Thankfully, as far as I know, our friend here, Icha, is drawing this and animating it by hand, and is also hiring a voice actor as opposed to trying to use bad AI voices like are often done on slop channels nowadays. Trust me, you're not going to see me advertise an AI channel knowingly. That is antithetical to the SCP Foundation's ethos. Mars Chai, thank you for donating again. I might try to do some fan art soon. I've just been sick a lot. Well, do not stress yourself out, but if you do, and we find it in the fan mail account, then we will run it by. Cool. Lava VR, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. That sounded like an AI voice. They've credited the voice actress, who is another YouTuber. So I know for at least a 99% fact that that is an actual speaker and not a voice AI. Thank you at Dreadful Raven for lending your voice to the character. And Dreadful Raven is another YouTuber, so I doubt highly that it's AI. Meanwhile, as I was saying, Mars Chai, thank you for donating 10 memberships to Site 42 to the Containment Hazard Assessment Team. We appreciate your service and your generosity in the battle against the White Names. And if you got one of those memberships, make sure to thank them for their generosity. Dark Duality, thank you for donating again, twice. We are practically Black Mesa. I mean, we are very similar organizations. We're just better. Tattoo is the Foundation logo. Classic, standard, nice. Lol, no offense meant to Raven. I'm sure none is taken, especially in the Foundation when we are talking very properly and academically about these subjects. It comes off rather like sounding like AI in the first place, so it's something you always got to watch out for. I remember a couple months ago, South Park YouTube had a big dust up because there was a pretty prominent channel that was actually an AI content farm. Cool Man Fight, thank you for donating again. Since your choice Underworld, would you be ghoul or human? And what would you do in Underworld? What type of food would be your favorite? So, I think I would prefer to be human than a ghoul. I know there are benefits to being a ghoul, but I am vain. My evil and sexy plans would be thwarted if I lost that aspect of things. Meanwhile, food? I don't know. Radiated food is bad. I guess I'd take some, I guess I'd just, like, cook meats and make sure that they were, cleaned as they could. Terragal, thank you for your first donation of today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a taquito on your way past the commissary. How would you contain the Reapers from Mass Effect? I believe they're too big of a threat. They're one of those keep them out of the universe or things get really bad kind of situation. Funnily enough, just like Emperor Palpatine in the original extended universe, where it was all a plan to keep this bigger force from invading the universe. Because, yeah, otherwise we would need to also do what they did in the game, which is have some big mega nuke to destroy them. As much as we don't like destroying anomalies, we would have to. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a normalcy to maintain anymore. Also, if you can't tell, I haven't played Halo, so I don't know a lot about the Reapers. Dr. Sherman, do you have a pet SCP in your house that you keep as a pet? That would be highly against protocol. The anomalies belong in their containment cells. Hey, I think the SCP-9000 contest starts tonight. Well, I can easily confirm that by going to the wiki for you. If I go to the homepage of the wiki, SCP-9000 contest page, entry instructions, rules, posting, do not post before posting opens. Posting opens September 19th at 11:59 Eastern Time. slash September 20th, 3:59 a.m. GMT. So that means at 9 p.m. California time where I am, midnight Eastern time America. So yes, tonight is the posting season beginning for the SCP-9000 contest. There are going to be a lot of new SCPs, an onslaught, you might say. And some of the things I have heard, it's going to get nuts. So yeah, be ready to read the wiki. Go to the contest page where you can see the listing of articles and you can start checking them out and voting. Start tonight. Michael O, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a hot pickle on your way past the commissary. Have you played Abiotic Factor? I have not played it, but I've heard it's very SCP adjacent, and I've got some friends who play it, so I am familiar that it exists, but I haven't really looked into it yet. Cool Man Fight, thank you for donating again. Would SCP Foundation use Fallout robots for work? Well, I'm certain there are some universes where we are a little more roboticized in our efforts. I mean, we're not going to be using crazy... I mean, we do already use super AIs, sentient AIs in our work. So it wouldn't be out of line to say we'd have a bunch of robots coming around. The funny thing about Fallout robots is they're actually not that useful at the end of the day. Except it accidentally killing their users. So, probably not a whole lot of them. But, you know, some things can be mechanized safely. Sunny Make Dragon and Loki Ulrich, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Dr. Sherman, if you die on duty, does the Foundation give you a proper burial or feed your body human-eating SCPs to cut costs? They do not feed your bodies to SCPs to cut costs. People who work for the Foundation get respectful, tasteful funerals. That one trans person, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a cherry cordial on your way past the commissary. Can I volunteer for gender switching stone test? Now listen, SCP-113, the gender switching stone, is available as part of your standard Foundation employment health package. You just have to fill out your proper paperwork, take it to your on-site therapist, go through the process, because you know, SCP-113 doesn't just change your gender. It also hurts like a motherfucker. You touch it, it sticks to your skin, and then your whole body's nerves light on fire. Now, it's for a short time, and maybe it's worth it to you if you want to do the transgender thing, but, you know, it's dangerous. On top of it being extremely painful, it has a non-zero chance of death. Now, it's a small chance, so you're risking it. You're really risking it all. And then every time you reuse the stone, the risk goes up. So we want to make sure you do it right the first time, and you don't want to change back, because we don't want to waste Foundation resources, i.e. you, on indecision. So do the paperwork, turn it into your on-site therapist, and then when 113 makes its rotation to your site, you're allowed to use it. Cool Man Fight, thank you for donating again. Dr. Sherman, look up the Dunwich building in Fallout 3. I'll do you one better. If you're following me on Twitter, you should look at my profile picture, which is a Dr. Sherman themed in the Fallout theme. And if you find the original full picture of it, then you will see that we also have a mobile task force and a D-class that we are threatening to make them go into the Dunwich building to investigate. Because, of course, if the SCP Foundation existed in the Fallout universe, the first thing we would be doing is testing the Dunwich buildings. Can I find that real quick? No, it doesn't need epic music to find it. Chill out. Do-do-do-do-ba-do-ba-doo. And if I search myself... How far back do I gotta go? Ah! So this, if I ever deign to get a tattoo, than the SCP Foundation logo with the gear, which is, you know, I was with that theater troupe for 7 years and got a lot of good times and memories and experience. And then I got also the SCP Foundation, who I've been with for about 10 years now. So, enough that I think I could go with that if I wanted to. But continuing down, let me find this image in full. I know it's back here somewhere. Back in time until I find where that freaking thing is. There it is. So yes, this is the full photo of my profile picture on Twitter. So you have the SCP and the D-Class, the Dunwich building in the back. Danger. Dunwich building, do not enter. Because as well as an SCP fan, I am a big Fallout guy as well. All right, popping back to the chat. That one trans person, thank you for donating again. I wish to speak to Fayoin Faye Wilson. Well, that's outside of our department. I mean, we have an agreement with Wilson's Wildlife Solutions, but you have to contact them yourself. We're not their secretaries. Random Artist, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Darkness is coming. I completed a huge project that I've been grinding on for a month, and now I feel kind of empty lamau. That happens, man. They call it art drop, and it's very common when you have a very good vacation and you have a very good project complete, and you had purpose and you had drive, and then all of a sudden, now I've got nothing to live for. Now I'm very tired. You got to do things to take care of yourself when you're in the art drop situation. Otherwise, you get depressed, and uncontrolled depression is no bueno. What is one thing you'd love to see in an SCP game? Noxious, the thing I would love most in an SCP game is story. A lot of the containment breach has very little story told through environmental storytelling through the items, but it's not a whole lot of story or character. You go to, now I haven't played Go Home Annie, which seems more story-based. I have to try that one. But Secret Lab is just a team shooter. There's not a lot going on story-wise there, at least outside of like the seasons, which you get. SCP-5K is going to be very story-wise, but it also hasn't released yet, so we don't know what the story's going to be. Fragmented Minds, the chapter I played online was pretty cool, but we need more of it. We need more! Amber, convention drop, concert drop, etc. Exactly. When it comes to art drop or con drop or concert drop, exactly. You get all this endorphins, your brain's buzzing, all lit up, and then it calms down and your body goes, ugh. You just got to take care of yourself during that time. Should my son be a supporter for your channel? Well, intern Courtney, the question becomes, how old is your son if you're asking on their behalf? Are they interested in sci-fi horror? Are you okay with them seeing swears and sometimes questionable content? Because the SCP Foundation is an adult fandom. You have to be over 18 to join the wiki and the Site 42 Discord, because we have to be cautious of the extreme violence and sometimes sexuality that is discussed in SCP articles. Those are things you want to consider. Cool Man Fight, thank you for donating again. My favorite Fallout meal is gecko kebab and Nuka-Cola. I like a quantum, it's got a good tang to it. Infinite Dragon, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to get yourself a Nuka-Cola quantum on your way past the commissary. Hey, I still want to end that 17-2... 729-J. I don't belong to the mobile task force, so and I drew myself a dragon, black scales and red feathers. Oh yeah, and electric scales. We cannot destroy anomalies no matter how nice it would be to destroy them. It's against the Foundation's ethos. Ugh. Dutch SCP is working on becoming a legal organization so that we can host events such as an SCP convention. Interesting. I wonder how that would work with the international branches, because they're all different staffs. Interesting. Well, when SCP comes a-callin', you can fly out Dr. Sherman. I have a passport. Almond Alex, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a scone on your way past the commissary. 049 breach containment again. Well, it's fine. 049 is working with the mobile task forces. In exchange, it's allowed to use the gender switching stone whenever it wants. So it's not escaped. It's abiding by the terms of the deal. Don't worry. How to drink is made as close as possible lore-accurate Nuka-Cola and has them taste tested by Fallout's creators. Well, I would like to see that then, because, I mean, what makes a Nuka-Cola different than any other cola? I'm interested in that question. Love YouTube. People ask the silliest questions and then make videos explaining it. Nice. Sure, I think I'm going to the Mothman Festival on Sunday. Well, you better. And you better contain that son of a gun. Terragal, thank you for donating again. Why did I see a stuffed bunny run past my office? Just track it down and put a box over it. Security will return it to its containment cell. Ugh. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. And thank you for making the effort to go through the Site42 Kofi, because YouTube takes 30% of your donation. And Kofi takes a little less because of PayPal fees. So we appreciate the effort. Make sure to grab yourself a Croque Monsieur on your way past the commissary. Watching the stream on Xbox One YouTube. Ah man, our Xbox analytics are going to be that much higher. Are any of the higher-ups in the SCP organization a fan of Miku? Well, while I wouldn't call myself a fan particularly, I am deemed by this containment hazard assessment team Hatsherme-miku, or Shermiku for short, and have several fan arts as a Dr. Sherman Miku crossover. So I guess by association, I am involved in this, but while I don't know of anyone, perhaps, I'm sure there are people in the Foundation who are interested in that. We are not cut off from mainstream pop culture. We're just not allowed to go out very often. Dark Duality, thank you for donating again. So what is your SCP shit list? SCP shit list. Well, obviously, that thing can eat a big one. That thing is terrible. SCP-4521, if it screams, it'll get off my shit list, but not before then. 049 killed Dr. Ham, obviously on my shit list. We're at an uneasy truce right now, but could change any day. Steve, while not an SCP, is on my shit list, but since he's in a medically induced coma, and we got to figure out why he's been mumbling about SCP-2719, and why he essentially took over the site, we'll have to see what the deal is there. Holy moly, I found a rare instance of finding your live on my FYP. Obviously, I'm happy. Well, welcome, F42. You got a good number in your name there. Yes, we are live. We've been streaming once a day for, what now? 5 months and 5 days? And so make sure you hit the bell to subscribe and get notifications of when we go live, because while we've been streaming every day, I never know what time it's going to be. You know, things are chaotic around the Foundation. We do our best, but we're dealing with things that dispute the laws of space and time. So, when we're working with these things, you never know when you're going to have time to do office hours. But we've managed to keep the streak alive. That said, if you are of age to join the Site42 Discord server, I ping the live alert role when I go live every day. And that seems to be more reliable than the YouTube notification. So, if you can get that, then it is helpful as well. Desk, I read you in the chat, in case there's a problem. America, Senior Researcher America, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a Coca-Cola on your way past the commissary, and you didn't send a message, so just thank you for your generosity. What does the femur breaker do? I can't imagine a device at the Foundation whose name is more exactly what it does. Right? You must be English as a second language or something, and not know what a femur is, and not necessarily know what the word break or breaker means. But it is a machine that breaks or destroys femurs, which is the big bone in your thigh that hurts the most when it is broken. The femur breaker breaks femurs. That one trans person, thank you for donating again. Dr. Lilyhammer say I can use memetics to take 113. I doubt Dr. Lilyhammer said that, because that sentence doesn't make sense. And Dr. Lilyhammer is known to make sense. A memetic info hazard would not have anything to do with SCP-113. I need clarification. What do you do when your cat walks backwards? Walk backwards away from it as whatever it's walking away from as well. The cat's probably got the right idea. Kristen Dire Wolfboy, thank you for donating again. Also, you can't forget the shit Yeti. I'm sure it's on your shit list. Agreed. The shit Yeti is literally on my shit list. Do not ever want to deal with a shit Yeti. Also, I thought the femur breaker was a femur that break dances. You thought the femur breaker was a femur that break dances. The femur is just one long bone. It doesn't have any joints for cool moves. Well, maybe it could do a little twisty. Collector, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I just saw something I gotta check. There we go. Sheeny, thank you for your first donation of today's stream, and thank you for making the effort to put it through the Kofi as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself today, early like we are right now, probably a double shot espresso with some brown sugar seasoning. Been living at work, so no time and energy. Feel that vibe. So I'll just ask because it's been living in my brain since I heard about it. What happens if you hit Salsa with the Salsa hammer? I mean, it turns organic material into salsa, and salsa is organic material. So I would assume it just turns the salsa into more salsa. And since it doesn't add or take away mass, you're just going to be turning salsa into salsa, which is not useful because it's already salsa. You'll basically just be moving salsa around. Good for making the salsa not expire. Yes, I guess if your salsa was expired, you could use the salsa hammer to refresh it, basically. Turn it into fresh salsa. The Thomas coming in clutch. That's how you're using your whole brain there. Puppet Boy, thank you for donating again. Grab yourself today. Just the whole concept. At the commissary? Are they serving today? Or are you grabbing yourself? Are you grabbing the concept of yourself today, this day? Or are you grabbing for yourself the concept of today? Arise and seize the day. Yeah, okay, I can vibe with that. Hello, just got here. How long left in stream? Well, Junior Researcher HLG, we have been streaming for 1 hour, and we have about 1 hour left. We're doing a long one today. Or longer, anyways. Did I find a musical? If you go on TikTok and you look at the hashtag SCP the musical, I have several videos of making up songs of general scenarios for an imaginary SCP musical that I would like to exist. In fact, if I... No. That's the problem, it always makes noise right when you open it. Frickin' auto start. Hashtag SCP the musical. Videos. Don't log me in. No! I can't do it on my desktop. Annoying. Alright, well, you can look it up on TikTok. You'll find my videos about it. The best musical is Repo the Genetic Opera. I gotta be honest, Desk. Even as a Rocky Horror Picture Show fan and former cast member, I think Repo's kind of cringe. I'm not into it. Now, there are good points. For instance, shockingly, Paris Hilton delivers a hell of a performance. I mean, she was playing someone just like herself, so that makes sense. And then, I'm never going to say no to Anthony Stewart Head. He is always amazing. Everything. Giles fan for life. On top of which, I mean, Sarah Brightman is always a treasure. But I don't know. It just couldn't... It didn't vibe with me the way I wanted it to. I was hella excited. As a Rocky Horror fan, I thought this was going to be the new hotness. And I just didn't vibe with it. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to hate on you for liking it. Everyone can have different opinions. It just isn't something I would put on at a party, is what I'll say. Dr. Sherman, have you heard of Dr. Blue? He hasn't been active for a long time now. Indeed, Star. Unfortunately... for us at least, Dr. Blue found a new, more prominent persona, which I very much hope he's happy with. Seems to be doing well at least. Terragal, thank you for donating again. I caught the stuff... Bunny. And I'm putting it back in containment. Also, why is this adorable stuff... Adorable! Stuffed bunny so bad. Just put it back in the box. We'll talk about it later. Ugh. Courtney rocks. My son is 8 years old. You can still be a supporter of your channel, right? I mean... The answer to that is that you've got to monitor what your child watches and what you enjoy for them. I probably wouldn't suggest the SCP Foundation fandom for an 8-year-old, or my channel for that matter. Just being cautious, although if you want to expose your child to horror concepts at a young age, that is your prerogative, but it is something that I would be very cautious about, if at all. Reinhardt, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a pack of walnuts on your way past the commissary. Idea, FGC fight stick that brings out the fighter. So a little bit of that Gravity Falls Fight Fighters action. Winners don't lose. Back out of this. Chris the Dire Wolfboy, thank you for donating to the Kofi again. What if you hit 173's waist with the Salsa hammer? Listen, I know it will turn in to fresh salsa that is fine to eat. Still not eating it. I know what it came from. Ugh. Reanimator. Have you seen Reanimator? I haven't seen Reanimator. I hear it's pretty good. I want to know, is Papyrus from Undertale an anomaly? Well, it is an animate skeleton. So yes, all the monsters in the underground of Undertale are anomalies. And by the way, can I tell you that the humans in that game? Right idea. Drive them into the mountain and seal them with a magical seal that keeps them contained. I love securely containing and protecting monsters. Get them in the box. It's great. Those humans, right on the right level. They had the whole correct idea. Except for that one human. The one human that freed them all. That one I disagree with wholeheartedly. Chris the Dire Wolfboy, thank you for donating again. Also, do you have Drake's medical report from yesterday? Was told the report was sent to you. Was medical supposed to send me a report about Drake? Email, skipnet, checking. Oh, there's nothing in my account. Are you sure they were supposed to send me an update? To be fair, they were living in peace before the war. Yes, but they were also able to absorb a human soul and become godlike. It doesn't matter what peaceful they were at the time if they have the capability to completely nuke us. It was a first strike method that totally is not at all analogous to any current global events that should be looked down upon in a humanitarian way. I don't know why you would think that. Any tips for writing original SCPs? Most of the concepts I think of are already made. So Joamzi, I would contend that, remember, everything's been done. There's no such thing as an original concept. Most original concepts are mashups of things that have come before. I.e., take something, make it your own, and then it will be different than anyone else's writing. I mean, on the SCP Wiki, we have at least 3 statues that move if you don't look at them. But one of them is Peanut, the original. Another one is a statue that, if you don't look at it, it disappears. But then when you turn around, it's behind you and it goes boo, and it scares you. So that's 2 different statues that move when you don't look at them, but they do very different things. So you can take an idea and iterate upon it, and it becomes original. So don't worry about taking someone else's idea. A lot of people get worried about that on Wiki because we have, like, in just the English language, we're approaching 9,000 stories. And so people are like, oh, I don't want to do something that's already done. Do it your way, and it will be something that hasn't been done. That's the secret. Dark Duality, thank you for donating again. Isn't there an SCP that makes everything a musical? So there's a couple SCPs that have musical tendencies. So the one I'm most familiar with, Midnight Train Going Anywhere. SCP-3444, She Took the Midnight Train Going Anywhere is the code name, is a train station on the outskirts of Nowhere, North Dakota. And if someone gets in the train, they are brought into a Broadway musical style scenario that gives them emotional closure and things like that. SCP-3444 is a bunch of musicals wrapped up into one. In fact, we did some original music work on the readings on this channel for the first couple iterations, but we never finished it. We lost an actress. It was a whole thing. Might need to try that again now. Coming back to chat. Ash, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a Danish on your way past the commissary. And you didn't send a message, so just thank you for your generosity in general. Chris the Dire Wolfboy, thank you for donating again. It was about Drac eating 2316. That's right. Also, Frisk was trying to escape the monsters while pretending to be there. Multiple its friends so Frisk wouldn't get harmed. First of all, medical has not gotten me that missive about Drac drinking lake water, but we'll find out when we get there. Also, Frisk still released them all from the underground. Breaching containment? Totally not cool, man. I don't care if you're a child, you're a stupid child. Tomas, thank you for your 3-month member message as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service in the battle against the White Names. If you could become anomalous, what would it be? It's a very hard question to answer after the previous week's long storyline of being accused of being anomalous multiple times, being talked into a corner where pataphysically and quantum physically I'm in a superposition of being anomalous and non-anomalous at the same time. There is no canon is a hell of a drug, everyone. And so right now, I would just say I would want anomalous luck. I think that looks very fun. Yes, Desk, it is Chermdinger's anomaly. Congratulations. All because my author can't make up his own damn mind. Ow! Shut up. Ash, thank you for donating again. We appreciate your generosity. Cameron, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself some pasta on your way past the commissary. Precognitive Anomalies Division, working overtime since 8980 was disclosed. People keep wanting to prophesize Burns' doom and keep cursing everyone but him. Why are they cursing everyone but him? Curse Dr. Burns specifically. All of my homies hate Dr. Christopher Burns. Why would you curse anyone except Dr. Christopher Burns? Tomas, thank you for donating for the first time today as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a turkey leg on your way past the commissary. Howdy, Dr. Sherman, how you been? Hope you have a nice day. Say hi to 999 for me and give some candy to that little cutie. Well, I've been doing well, actually, and I hope you have a nice day, too. And I will give 999 its allotted Skittles at the time is right, and I will tell it you said hello. Ash, thank you for your repeated donation. What if you use the Salsa hammer on SCP-682? If it's instant, then would 682 be at least easier to be contained for transport, not using it to try and stop it, but to get back in containment finally sent? So here's the thing. The first swipe of the hammer would turn 682 into Salsa, but in this hypothetical, 682 heals ridiculously fast, and that would be faster than a mere human could use the Salsa hammer. Now you might say, could we attach the Salsa hammer to a robot and use a faster swing to hurt 682? And hypothetically, I'm saying that might be possible. But before I get too bogged down in this hypothetical, I'm going to go to the termination log and see if we've actually tried the Salsa hammer to be sure. Now, question, what designation is the Salsa hammer? I forget. Salsa hammer. That is 3794. SCP-3794. Tissue test record. 23 cubic centimeters of 682 were successfully converted into fresh tomatillo salsa without incident. Termination test record. D0286 entered the test chamber wielding SCP-3794, codename Salsa Hammer. SCP-682 rapidly approached D0286, causing her to scream and throw 3794 at 682. When 3794 made contact with 682, it lost balance and began rolling along the floor before colliding with the test chamber's eastern wall. When 682 collided with the wall, it deflated by 30%, with large amounts of salsa verde, roasted tomatillo salsa, being ejected through its orifices. After 30 seconds, 682 got to its feet, where it vomited over 3,800 kilograms of salsa verde over the course of 20 minutes. Note, the salsa released by SCP-682 tasted just like a kangaroo. Signed, Dr. Balthasar Ackerman. Why did the salsa verde taste like kangaroo? How? I am confused beyond recognition. I mean, Sheeny, how they know that? Remember, kangaroo as well as various other exotic meats are served all the time. I've heard of restaurants that serve like, oh, we serve kangaroo and ostrich and big cat and all sorts of like exotic meats, which all taste pretty much the same as any other meat, because meat is pretty similar at the end of the day. Coco, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Oops, wait a minute. Why is this taking so long? The Thomas, thank you for your first donation of today's stream as well as being a member, and thank you for making the effort to do it through the Kofi. That way we get to keep a little more of it. Much obliged. Make sure to grab yourself a kebab on your way past the commissary. If you could pick any anomalous power, I'd probably go with the good old classic 343. I mean, reality bending gets a lot done as long as you know it's time to bend reality. When Clef is 200 meters away with a rifle and you don't know he's there, your reality bending is not going to be fast enough. That is why I enjoy the luck anomaly. It's a passive, you don't have to be active with it. Krista Dire Wolfboy, thank you for donating again through the Ko-Fi. What is a reality sink as a reality sinkhole? Also, why did anyone eat 682 salsa verde? I do not know why he tried 682 salsa. I mean, I guess it's not as bad as 173 excrement salsa, but it just grosses me out. And so when it comes to reality bending, and you're dealing with a measurement form we call Humes. Now, if you imagine Humes as sand evenly spread across a table, a reality bender is someone who is like a pile of sand. So they are more real than the flat land surrounding them. And that gives them the ability to move the sand around them because they are more real than the lesser reality around them. A reality sink is like a hole in the table that sucks the sand down, and as the reality bender is sucked into the reality sinkhole, it loses reality, which causes it to lose its powers. So that's why something with a lot of Humes, a lot of sand, can change reality, but a reality sink can suck away at that power. Does that make sense? That's a vast oversimplification, and you can look at, on the SCP Wiki, documentation written essays about Humes and reality benders and how that works. So there are more detailed explanations on the site if you want to check them out. Cameron, thank you for donating again. That's the problem with precognitive warfare, Doc. It's fine, it's fire and forget at its worst. And they have a when at first you don't succeed mindset. I mean, yes, but also if you could fix something before it goes wrong, wouldn't you? I would. By the way, I did notice someone said this earlier, but I forgot it while I was talking about something, and so now I will recognize it. Site 42 chat, you have gotten the likes above the viewers. Congratulations, Mobile Task Force Site 42 Codename Signal Boosters. You have accomplished today's mission, but I'm just saying you can hit that like button more. We could double it. We could triple that like count. The more you guys hit that like button, the more the YouTube algorithm pulls people into our stream, and we force them to become SCP Foundation fans. And that's how we grow Site 42 as a funnel to the SCP Wiki so that we can support the SCP Wiki and its authors, artists, animators, game devs, filmmakers, merch makers, etc., etc. We thank you, Mobile Task Force Site 42, for your service in this endeavor. Is coming. that? Okay, clear that. Not time yet. You saw nothing. The Thomas, thank you for donating again. Speaking of which, what do when the cant counter you helped me set up is reading like 120 humes and beeping? You should probably lead the area. Some things are going to go crazy. If we got 220 likes, I'll drop another 50 memberships. Java name, your unrivaled generosity in the battle against the white names is already a thing of legends. But Site42 chat, I guess you better hit that like button. 220 is only 29 likes away. Naomi and Haldaldi, welcome to Site42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Wait, Dr. Sherman, why do they call it oven when you in the cold food of out hot eat the food? Ow, my head. Thanks for that, Avari. Why not guitar? Thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a slice of cheesecake on your way past the commissary. Hope things are good. Victory Fridays, I remember to eat. Hey, small victories, sometimes that's all you got and that's all you need. Build a little motivation. Also, are there any SCPs you could recommend to the shop project? Preferably ones that aren't killing, eating staff, and or parts. Well, you might be able to convince the 3092s, the guerrilla warfare gorillas, to help out if you convince them it's part of the war game. And then you're getting a whole bunch of teams. Remember, they're guerrilla warfare gorillas, but they're not violent. They like to play pranks. So they're not going to hurt anybody willingly. Isn't there like God? How'd you get to kidnap him? Intern the Third, first of all, we contain a lot of different gods, okay? There's 343, of course, who I think you're mentioning, who is not God, by the way. It's a reality bender with delusions of grandeur. Come on. Meanwhile, we contain multiple Greek gods. Aphrodite, now known as Isaac, I believe. Hera's in containment. Or is Athena in containment? Or are they both in containment? I know Apollo's in containment. We don't have Hephaestus, but we have Hephaestus's manual for anomalous weapons. We have a lot of gods. I mean, we have 4 different Jesuses, or Jezi, in containment. Bread Jesus, SCP-3305. Milk Jesus, SCP-6542. Vor Jesus, SCP-5991. And Uber Driver Jesus, SCP-029-J. So, I mean, what gods? Oh, congrats on Isaac's transition. Yes, congratulations to them, AA Blackwood. They, it actually made Isaac feel a lot better once they got away from the old identity. Either way, how'd you even get them? Well, to be fair, a lot of the gods stay in containment willingly. For one reason or another. 343 sticks around because it's got a demented, perverse, sick sense of entertainment watching us scuttle. It claims it could have fixed things or it knew about events coming, but it doesn't tell us, and then it watches us scramble. The jerk. Meanwhile, many of the gods come to us because they're hiding from their populaces or something. SCP-2662, Cthulhu Fuck Off is the code name. And it's a young Cthulhu outer entity that wants to just live its life, but cultists keep being directed to it. Cameron, thank you for donating again. Fixing things we're fine with. Weaponizing prophecy at Burns, only to hit some other guy named Burns with the itch you'll never reach, not so much. Well, Yes, obviously aim it at the correct burns. That's all. I mean, it's also not precognitive if we know what Christopher Burns did to fuck up. So, yeah, let's just get him. I don't like the way that the overseers are protecting Burns. I say let's fuck him up, fam. Sadly, I cannot donate. Well, Jeffrey, remember, even if you are part of the broke gang or you're unable to for any reason, which remember, we're an arts community. Starving artist is a phrase for a reason. We're used to broke gang around these parts. The most important thing is you're here. You're in the chat. You're watching videos. You're commenting. You're chatting. You're sharing, liking, subscribing, all that YouTube business. And if you're doing that, then you are officially a valuable member of Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codenamed the Signal Boosters. And by helping us out in the YouTube algorithm, you are also helping us to grow and to help the SCP community as best we can. So we appreciate your service. Oh, we hit that 200 likes. Java name has dropped 50 gifted Site-42 memberships on our Containment Hazard Assessment team, i.e. chat. Java name, a legendary hero of the Battle of the White Names. We appreciate your generosity. And everybody who is getting gifted memberships right now should thank our hero character Java name for their generosity. Meanwhile, over at the Kofi, I just saw something come in. Okay, Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for donating again. Okay, what do you think would happen if Clef and Popeye the Sailorman met? Popeye survived all of reality getting turned off and had attacked its animator in the metaphysical level of the authors of the SCP Wikidot. So yes, the only thing that could stop Popeye is not Clef. Clef is not that strong. It would need to be the pataphysics department specifically, because they are walking outside of the realm of the wiki. And Clef is not known for pataphysical bullshit. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. The Thomas, thank you for donating again to the Kofi. I think I heard someone say ethics is here. Best use of an escape pod ever. Oh yeah. If the ethics committee shows up, just be cautious. Ay, ay, ay. My son's favorite year is Christmas. Should I give him an SCP plushie? It's not going to be real. Well, if you go to scpstore.org, there are some good SCP plushies there. And yeah, if that's what you want to do, go right ahead. Do 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 do. Axer, thank you for donating again. The guy is so generous, even 682 got a membership. Oh boy, 682 serving in the battle against the White Names. Hey, at least we got the guns on our side. Sheeny, thank you for throwing another 20 memberships on the pile. Site-42 staff, now if you're getting memberships, make sure to thank Sheeny, if that's where you're getting them from. We appreciate your generosity in the battle against the White Names. We will overcome. We will make our way to that epic 5,000 memberships so that Junior Researcher Sally's entire archive of Site-42 emotes can come to the people. I'm checking the chat, but it's full of memberships, so I have to do a lot of scrolling. You saw nothing. As a time check, we're about 30 minutes away from the end of stream. 30 minutes away from the end of stream. Phantom Reactor, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a beans and rice at the commissary. How goes the spider hunt? Try using Iris SCP-105. Well, as you mentioned in the other stream, Iris is a photographer and a pretty girl, which would make Spider-Man interested in it from a honeypot scenario, but also I don't think Iris would go for that. So not a very useful plan overall. Love the channel. Thank you so much, who gifted. Dusky Boy, I'm glad you appreciate the channel. And hey, chat, good work with your generosity getting people some memberships where they can't maybe afford them themselves. The green names and the custom emotes are available to the green names. Chat, can we get an annoyed and asexual? Hashtag annoyed and asexual. Is something happening that I missed? Let me pop over here. I think I saw something. Chris the Direwolf Boy, thank you for donating to the Kofi again. Drax says, water didn't taste good. Can I have candy? Well, yes, I can imagine lake water isn't particularly delectable. So, yes, you can get some candy to wipe that taste out. Actually, no, not yet. Not until medical is fully done testing you. We can't have any other chemicals interfering with the lake water just in case. Epic Fire Dragon, Dr. Darkstar, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself grab yourself some tacos on your way past the commissary. Hey Doc, any update on when the cicada test will be? Signed, Dr. Darkstar. You know, for some reason the O5s have been slow walking a lot of my test proposals for 4521. I'm wondering if they think I finally lost it and they stop believing in the cause, or I'm wondering if they are stringing out the process to mock me and make me even more insane about it. Either way, I want to get these things done. Star the Comet, hashtag evil and sexy, but in asexual. Exactly, exactly. My evil and sexy, but asexual plans. Just because you're asexual doesn't mean you can't be hot as fuck. Lol. Chris the Direwolf Boy, thank you for donating to the Kofi again. I have a nope anomaly that isn't an SCP. Spiders Man. Yep, put that in a box and don't let it out. Do not let the Spiders Man out. Dr. Sherman, when was the Foundation founded and for which anomalous thing? So, reminder, since there is no canon, we're in a multiverse that is canon to our verse. That means that the first SCP could really be anything. Why do you think there's so many SCP-001s? In some... You saw nothing! You saw nothing. In some universes, the SCP Foundation was founded in cowboy times. It's a variable time scale. Sometimes it's Victorian times. So you gotta be really... You gotta look into your stuff there, because you never really know. I don't even know. Phantom Reactor, thank you for donating again. Why would Iris 105 not want to meet a superhero? Because they've already dealt with anomalous people plenty here. It's not that big a deal. Dr. Darkstar, thank you for donating again. Want to have me sign it so they see it isn't just you? I mean, yeah, we could see if that works. Hey, Dr. Sherman, can you make a tutorial on how to do the pen thing? Well, intern classified, I may or may not make a video of it, but I will just give you a clip that you can pay attention to right now. So here is a pen. And in particular, good practice pens have the rubberized coating, which makes them a little stickier, easier to hold on to. Straight up metal pens are slipperier. So You hold the pen between two fingers, like so, and you practice wiggling it side to side. That way, you get used to holding it between two fingers. Then you grab it, and you grab the next one and next one and next one. So you just keep moving over, and the more you practice it, the faster you get. And so you practice it both ways. If you practice palm up, gravity helps keep the pen in your hand, which makes it easier. If you put it downstairs, upside down, gravity tries to steal the pen. So this is harder to do. So yeah, practice with both hands, practice both directions, and you'll be good to go. Cameron, thank you for donating again. Doc, why do we just get a flood of homemade prophecies that say the redacted tree will finally scream? Because it will. Swag, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a jelly donut on your way past the commissary. Finally caught your stream outside of work. I can watch longer now. Well, welcome to stream. Why not a quick time check? We are currently approximately 20 minutes from the end of stream. 20 minutes from the end of stream. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for donating again. That was a nice pen catch with your feet. It was so epic. Not sure I know what you're talking about. You certainly didn't see my feet because this is the internet. You don't put your feet on stream. Be cautious, people. Dr. Sherman, I think you have some competition for pen spinning. One of the kids in my class who's from Japan can spin a pencil extremely fast like whoa. Oh yeah, I'm definitely a mid-pen spinner at best. I'm self-taught, I don't do any fancy tricks, I'm just playing around. Dr. Sherman, how often do you experience breaches in Site-42? Well, researcher Ferran, let's just say the entire Foundation is known for not having the days since a containment breach get into double digits. Let's just say it like that. Swag, thank you for donating again. When the trees scream, will a lot of good things happen? Oh yes, the most good things will happen when SCP-4521 screams. All of your wildest dreams will come true as soon as we get that tree to scream. So let's do it, folks. Let's make it happen. Together. Dr. Darkstar, thank you for donating again. Well, I'll get the inkwell out, as I can't use a pen anymore, so I'll have to dip my claw in ink to sign. Yeah, that makes sense. What if you stick the indestructible lizard against the tree? Well, Intern Rainbow, 682 really doesn't care about the tree, and so it doesn't attack the tree. Meanwhile, the tree just hasn't screamed anyways, so it's not like the tree could attack 682 and therefore do something to cause a defensive action. Can you spin SCP-067? This is a genuine question. Well, while it is a pen, you got to remember it is a fountain pen. And the thing about fountain pens, the reason you don't spin a fountain pen is because they use gravity to let the ink come out. And so if you start doing centrifugal force, you're going to make a mess. I learned the hard way not to do that. Sober Nostalgic, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a hot link on your way past the commissary. Sorry, the nefarious tree, I'm too lazy to swap accounts, have been gone from chat. I moved out of my mom's house and moved across the country to Nevada. Well, congratulations on your move. I hope you're doing okay. And hey, welcome back to stream regardless. Good to see you. Hope you've been doing well. Axir, thank you for donating again. Although the chat is giving me a refresh error. Give me a second. Then I'll be able to read that. Refreshing the chat, refreshing the chat, refreshing the chat is taking so long. Waiting for the chat to come back. Waiting for the chat. While the chat is refreshing, just to let you guys know, due to the generosity of our gifted members today and other people who have joined, we have gained 101 new members today. Site 42 staff. Our battle against the white names is ramping up. We will be victorious. All right, Axer said, SCP-294, order tree scream fluid. I'm a genius. See, but here's the problem. We know all trees scream simply when you break their limbs, when you pull their leaves. Flower petals pulled cause flowers to scream. Cutting the grass screams. All plants scream at a frequency we can't hear. And when you put the tree screaming fluid in 294, yeah, it makes all trees scream just like any acid would. But it doesn't work on 4521. Trust me, I've tried. I like that you're thinking outside the box, but we got to think further outside the box. Congratulations, Site 42 staff. Thanks to Moonstun, I just realized that you have doubled the amount of viewers with the like count. Congratulations on hitting that like button like there's no tomorrow, which at the Foundation there very often isn't until we fix things. So congratulations for excellent service today, Site 42. Psi 42. Signal boosters. The Thomas, thank you for donating again. To the Kofi specifically. We should try sending SCP-4521 to the Infinite Swedish Furniture Store. I know, original idea. Well, if I were doing a sponsored segment, I might have something to say about that, but today is not a sponsored day. You gotta space them out a little bit. But maybe tune in tomorrow. Maybe there will be a sponsor segment about just that. Maybe. Cameron, thank you for donating again. SCP-3348 and say silent near 4521. I know you meant 4521 even if you got the numbers out of order. So, the thing is... Okay. Okay, actually, I like the way this is going. No, we can't do that. We can't do that. Because while it might work, there's a risk that instead of screaming, it might start breaking its branches to make noise. And if it did that, or even if it just rustled its leaves, that would no longer be silence. So there's too many loopholes. And we risk destroying the tree, which would be bad. Phantom Reactor, thank you for donating again. If not 105, what would you use as spider honeypot bait? I would use a trained agent who would be able to take down Spider-Man once it got within range, obviously. Demon Bonnie, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Chris and I are Wolfboy. Thank you for donating again. 4521. You'll have to get me to scream. Oh, we will. We absolutely will. Dr. Sherman, theoretically, how would you go about containing Bendy the Ink Demon if remember, anomalies are not people. They are objects. Any anomaly, it doesn't matter if it's a human anomaly. It is an anomaly, therefore it is an object, not a person. Therefore they don't get he or she pronouns. They are its. Solely its. Please practice proper pronoun parlance protocols at the Foundation. Bendy the Ink Demon, if it were in your universe. Well, thankfully for Bendy and Ink Machine, it is all restricted to inside Joey Drew Studios. So we just have to cordon off the building and call it condemned, and then no one can go in, and it's well contained. We don't have to worry about that. Dr. Dark Star, thank you for donating again. Okay, my signature on it should be on its way back to your desk, so you can send it back to the O5s. We'll try that later on. Phantom Reactor, thank you for donating again. A trained agent taking down Spider-Man? Ha 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 ha. I mean, you get the drop on the webhead with a taser, there's not much he can do, depending on the voltage. It, by the way, it. Sorry, I'm not perfect either. Dr. Sherman, this is my brother's shower thought, so I apologize for how weird it is. Oh, brother. But can 682 bang a Komodo dragon? The answer is no, I will not allow it. Sheeny, thank you for donating to the Kofi again. Did you get that liquid paint I sent to use on the tree? If not, that's another thing I gotta worry about. No, it didn't show up. Where's the liquid paint? Oh no. Well, be careful what you drink today at Site 42, guys. I'll just tell admin to change the days without incident already, because we know what's going to happen eventually. If you'd have a child and they turn out anomalous, what did you do? What would you do? Well, Dr. Light, if anyone at the Foundation has a child, then they're already within the bounds of the Foundation. Meanwhile, if they turned out to be anomalous, then we would contain and test and raise them loyal to the Foundation so we could utilize them as an agent or researcher. I know the machine takes liquids and puts them into cups, but how exactly does it do it? Does it remotely evaporate the liquids, or is it teleported in the machine and put into a cup? Archon, we haven't fully figured out the mechanics of 294, or how it gets nearby liquids and transports them into the cup. That is something we would like to have answers to, but don't. Swag, thank you for donating again. How long does liquid pain last? Until you die? Probably? Yeah. Newbie, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Site 42 chat, we are 10 minutes warning from the end of stream. 10-minute warning. Dr. Sherman, did you finish that ethics report Dr. Sumerian wanted you to do? I'll get to it. Don't worry about it. Stahlgeist, thank you for your 3-month member message as a mobile task force captain here at Site 42. We appreciate your service in the battle against the White Names. Permission to leave my box. I'm currently in need of entertainment and wish to leave. Well, let me look up your security protocols. You're not granted field time until tomorrow, but would you settle for some reading material? Phantom Reactor, thank you for donating again. Line between cold and cruel needs to be better defined. Or you just need to suck it up and do your job. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for donating again through the Kofi. Dr. Sherman, what about ancient Tibetan monks training that Batman got for the Foundation Fitness Initiative? I mean, if we can get some ancient Tibetan monks to come in and train the Foundation for the Foundation Fitness Initiative, I wouldn't mind it. They have mad skills. I'd appreciate it if our staff members were a little more limber. Why don't you just have God delete all the entities? Well, first of all, intern mailman, which God? We contain so many gods, so to speak, in quotation mark, that it's silly. But meanwhile, if you're speaking about the one people are usually talking about, 343, it's because 343 doesn't listen to us. It sits there with its God complex, tut-tutting humanity, and not helping, even though it could. It's a loser. Nixie, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a orange soda on your way past the commissary. Hello, Dr. Sherman. I come to ask, how am I anomalous? Well, that is between you and the researcher who dubbed you so. I don't know what your anomalous abilities are. I have not had the paperwork come across my desk. But when the time comes, I'm sure it will be apparent. Chat, you should probably start celebrating. We hit 250 likes on the stream. It seems some of you were very excited about that. Congratulations, Mobile Task Force Sci 42. The signal boosters are unstoppable. Both at hitting the like button in this containment hazard assessment team, as well as eating hot dogs. The ultimate hot dog eating contest supreme winners. Oh! Java Name decided that was the right time to do another 50 gift memberships. Okay, well damn. Java Name, thank you again for your generosity in the battle against the White Names. And Site 42 chat, if you are receiving a gift membership from Java Name, make sure to thank this legendary hero of the Battle of the White Names for your gifted membership. I'm gonna check the Kofi while the memberships flood the chat. That way I can keep spinning all these plates on this side here. Phantom Reactor, thank you for donating again. Would SCPs allowed play online multiplayer monitored? Absolutely not. No, we're not letting the anomalies play online games. That would get them contact with the outside world. That's terrible. No. Meanwhile, Sheeny, thank you for tacking on another 10 memberships. If you get a membership from Sheeny, make sure to thank Sheeny for their generosity in the battle against the White Names. Make sure you thank the proper person who gifted you your membership. Or just give glory to both Sheeny and Java Name. Meanwhile, the biggest noob ever. Welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Refreshing the chat. Dr. Darkstar, thank you for donating again. Any chance I could get like a vacation after the test and hang out with Mobile Task Force Lambda 4 aircraft carrier for a couple days? You know what? That doesn't sound impossible. Submit your off-site request and HR will take care of it. What is the most gruesome SCP? Intern Vulpine End. There's a lot of options. But for now, I'm going to say SCP-8320, codename Prize People, is my gruesome SCP of the day. Woof. How many members do we have right now? Junior Researcher Sally, the membership on the back end of YouTube, it refreshes analytics once a day. So as of yesterday, because it hasn't updated for today, it updates in the evenings. As of yesterday, we had a total of, we'll wait and see until it loads. We had a total of 1,160 memberships this morning, and today we have added in this stream 161, meaning by estimation we are at 1,321 memberships. 1321. What a nice, easy to remember number. And so yes, thank you, Site-42 staff, for continuing the battle against the white names. Junior Researcher Sally is asking because once we hit 5,000, we get access to the maximum amount of Junior Researcher Sally made Site-42 emotes. We got to build that spreadsheet soon, man. We got work to do. Phantom Reactor, thank you for donating again. How about a private network only within the SCP site? So yeah, you want to do a LAN party for the SCPs? That I would be okay with. As long as they were being moderated to make sure no one got too uppity. You know, people start losing in games, they get anxious, and then the flamethrower guy is burning the place down. Chris the Dire Wolfboy, thank you for donating again to the Kofi. I mean, the anomalies ones that made Batman able to survive orbital reentry and survive being smashed through a wall by the new god Darkseid. Yeah, the whole Batman's Tibetan monk training and peak human conditioning has always been a bit iffy. The whether we should contain Batman has always fallen on the no, Batman's a normal human being. But sometimes, man, sometimes it's a bit iffy. Wouldn't Odysseus be anomalous, like he stabbed Poseidon with his own trident? Well, Rat, the Greek gods and the human dichotomy is pretty clear that when a Greek god drops their weapon, a human can pick it up. Humans can use godly artifacts in Greek myth. No, Odysseus is a flat-up human, just a hero. Refreshing the chat because it's going slow. Dr. Darkstar, thank you for donating again. Okay, Doc, thanks. I'll fill it out now. Good. I'll expect it on my desk. Yo, I got an email that I got gifted a sub. And, Santeri, it looks like you have that green name. Congratulations. You should probably thank JavaName or Sheeny, as they have been the gifting people of the day, and are likely the ones who gifted you that membership. Just by quantity gifted, they would be the most likely members. Why is 507 treated so poorly, sir? The reluctant dimension hopper isn't treated poorly. I mean, there's not much we could do to contain it because it just teleports to another dimension at random. But we put a tracker on it. We get it back when it's out there. We do our best. Can an SCP fall in love with a person? Intern Polly, any sapient or sentient entity could fall in love with someone. That doesn't mean we're going to allow it. Phantom Reactor, thank you for donating again. It's a good way to deal with millennial SCPs with snacks. Yeah, we can, listen, do you want to head up the, gaming department of Site-42 and start this project? We have to work out our budgets, but we'll do what we can. All right, Site-42 staff, I hate to say it, but we are at the end of stream. The stream has reached its finale. And, as always, at the end of stream, like a tradition around these parts, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs. Now, I'm not going to tell you the SCPs I personally wrote are my favorite SCPs. That would be cheating. Of course, I enjoy the documents that I personally wrote. And hey, if you want to read those SCPs that I wrote, you can go to the Sherm's author page in Site-42 Hub on the SCP Wiki. There you will see the SCPs I wrote, as well as contributed voice lines to, or sound effects. And also, on the next tab over, you'll find some links. Some links people are very interested in finding, but they don't look hard enough. Are you going to be the one who looks hard enough? I believe in your efforts. And so, while you're there at those links, you could become a Site42 patron or a YouTube channel member to donate to us monthly. You could do a Ko-Fi donation or a YouTube super chat if you want to donate one time at a time. Either way, if you are donating directly to Site42, we appreciate you helping us keep the lights on. On top of which, if you are broke gang, broke gang, do not fret. We all know the starving artist life here at Site42. It's an arts community after all. But if you are here liking, sharing, subscribing, chatting in the chats, commenting on the videos, watch time engagement, all that YouTube business, then you are a valuable and honored member of Mobile Task Force Site42, codename the Signal Boosters. And it's because of your help that Site42 is able to grow as a community, and we are able to use the YouTube algorithm to drag people into the SCP fandom because it's cool to be an SCP fan. And then they help us to support the wiki and its authors and animators and artists and game devs and filmmakers and merch makers. As Amazon and Netflix won't make an SCP movie because they're afraid of the Creative Commons, we'll do it ourselves. And it's because of you, Sci42, codename Signal Boosters, that we have that power. So thank you. Now, and yes, for you guys in the chat talking about Victory Friday, I will do that after I sign off of stream. Victory Friday is coming. But without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning about that last one, it's a bit of a rough read. Fuck Dr. Christopher Burns. All my homies hate Dr. Christopher Burns. Speed round 3999-3043-008-J, Spooky-J, 5031, 5175, 5320, 8980. Content warning on the last one, it's a rough read. Phantom Reactor, thank you for the last minute donation. It's a good way to deal with millennial. How would you personally deal with millennial SCPs? By locking them in a box, possibly with some video games and enough food to survive. Next up, what is this here? Noxy, welcome to Site42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. So, as always, this has been a Fanart Friday, a subsidiary of the Anomalous broadcast from Site42. I've been Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director of Site42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. See you in the next video and or stream. AA Blackwood, I'm sorry, I did Confrontation recently. I'll come back to it in a couple weeks, but I've already done that one so recently, I gotta save it again. I can't overdo the songs. I keep changing them on purpose. We gotta diversify. Anyways, see you in the next stream. Don't you think their hands were shaking as that rocket ship touched down? I'm sure they shivered when they finally touched the ground, and the giant leaped so fragile that it hardly made a sound. But it must have been amazing, what a world they got to see. So I don't care, my foolish fear won't get the best of me. I'm alive, I've got one shot and I'm taking it to you. I'm alive, I've come to realize, not a moment too soon. This is my one small step, this is my walk on the moon. This is my walk on the moon. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for one more last minute donation. For the medical report on Drake drinking 2316. We'll have to look at that tomorrow. Java Name, thank you for one more gifted membership at the last minute. If you got that membership from Java Name, make sure to thank them. And Moonston, the credit song is called Walk on the Moon by Great Big C. See you next time, Site42 staff.